Okay, welcome. It is February 12th, planning board. We had 2 work sessions this week. One was Pickwick Shops. The other one was 3350 Erie Boulevard. Minutes, everyone has an opportunity to take a look at those. The modification changes. Motion to approve the minutes. Kathy, second. Favor? Okay. We have 5 items on the agenda this evening. First one being Lemoyne College Rec Center. No changes, modifications to that one. It's all set.
We sent in the light fixtures, which are basically our standard night sky compliant site pole for parking.
Okay.
A couple of lights at the entrance, which are the standard campus.
Yep.
Sure, everywhere. So nothing too exciting to say stuff on the inside.
And Mark, you've looked at it, you're all good?
Yep, we're all set.
Okay. Then I would like to put a motion forward to approve the site plan dated, well, pardon me, let me ask any questions or. Motion to approve the site plan dated 12/18/2025, the following findings and conditions. Findings: Lemoyne has presented this site plan for improvements to its college recreational facility. Lemoyne has presented, discussed with this board, its current master plan for the campus. The master plan is not an approved plan by this board, but provides one of the frameworks under which this board may reasonably evaluate the many individual projects which this applicant brings before the board. Lemoyne has presented the site plan herein relating to improvements to its athletic facility and adjoining area. The improvements presented herein fit with the overall and ongoing improvement plans for the campus and general master plan. Parking has been evaluated in light of this project. The board finds, with proof having been submitted by the applicant, that there is no need to modify the current parking configurations of the campus by reason of the improvements herein. This approval supplements the prior approvals granted by this board and is not intended to modify or substitute any other prior approvals or site plans except as specifically shown herein as it relates to the interior campus walkway adjacent site.
That's a wrong sentence. Sorry.
So scratch that.
Scratch that, it's in the conditions.
Okay.
Yep.
This board has reviewed the Onondaga County Planning Board referral of January 28, 2026, which determined that said referral will have no significant adverse intercommunity or countywide implications. The board has reviewed the SEAF of applicant dated 12/18/2025 and grants a negative secret declaration for this unlisted action. Conditions: this approval supplements the prior approvals granted by this board for the campus and is not intended to modify or substitute any prior approvals or site plans except as specifically shown herein as it relates to the improvements in the site plan. This approval is made with the conditions that this approval is for plans and other submitted documents, site plan documents that have been signed by the planning board chairperson, and the applicant requires that all of the work shown be completed by the applicant in order for a certificate of occupancy compliance to be issued. Any proposed changes, additions, or deletion of work or materials from the site plan documents are not approved and are subject to further site plan review pursuant to Town of Dubuque Code Section 192-122. Applicant remains responsible for obtaining any building permits or other permits from the town or regulatory agencies as may be required for the improvements and or site plan work approved in this site plan approval. That all make sense? Good. Motion to approve. Randy? Second.
Here.
Oh. Well, yes. Thank you very much. Oh,
I'm coming in tomorrow.
okay.
Tomorrow. So good morning. Thank you.
There.
And I'll see you all in 2 weeks for our major.
You're in good at these two.
Yeah, okay.
Or both. They're not, yeah, or both. You're good. Thank you. Doesn't make a difference.
Running with my approval.
Exactly right.
Smart. Okay, next up, we have the irrigation guides.
Hello, everyone. So we submitted this originally back in November as a preliminary. We've made a handful of changes to the site plan based off the comments. But then at a workshop, maybe a month or so ago. Nailed out some additional details. The constraints were with the DOT in the street tree location because a street tree is classified as a deadly fixed object. So in lieu of street trees, we are presenting a planting plan of perennials and some shrubs that have been reviewed by DOT. I forget the gentleman's name, Jeff something.
FD.
Yes. So he looked that over and the plans that we selected work for their requirements. We changed up the shape of the bed for vehicle movement. We added some details as far as where parking lot edges are identified. Added the lighting plan. Included a detail for the sign, which is going to fit the existing sign on the building. Less than 20% of the front facade square footage. And I think that is pretty much all the changes. Had a sewer and septic company come, confirm the septic is working, understand that the county will not approve septic repairs or replacement. If that system fails, we will have to hook up to municipal sewer. Yeah.
Okay. We've worked through this one a couple of times. Any further questions? Okay. I will put forth a motion to approve the site plan dated 12/16/2025 and last updated 1/28/2026 with the following findings and conditions. This applicant has worked with the board to present a project which fits with the neighborhood and area and within the design guidelines, notwithstanding the many site constraints. This board has reviewed the Onondaga County Planning Board referral of 1/7/2026, which made the following modifications, which are accepted as conditions of this approval by this board. Work within the state right of way will require a highway work permit. Private use, including storage of or installation of hardscape materials or structures within the state right of way, must be coordinated with New York State DOT. Per the Onondaga County Health Department of Public Health Engineering, should the existing septic system fail.
That's the words they
They'll
use.
fall into disrepair. Yes, fall into disrepair or fail to function. The site will be required to connect to the public sewers. This board has reviewed the SEAF of applicant dated 11/6/2025 and grants a negative secret declaration for this unlisted action. This approval is made with the condition that this approval is for plans and other submitted documents, site plan documents that have been signed by the planning board chairperson, and the applicant requires that all of the work shown be completed by the applicant in order for a certificate of occupancy or compliance to be issued. Changes, additions, or deletions to the scope of work or materials from the site plan documents are not approved and are subject to further site plan review pursuant to the town of DeWitt Code section 192-122. Applicant remains responsible for obtaining any building permits or other permits from the town or regulatory agencies as may be required for the improvements and or site plan work approved in this site plan approval. Approved. I'll go with Bill and Kathy on this one. All in favor? Great. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So next up is just your building permit. Okay. When you come in to get that, we'll have you sign and approve plans, you'll get your copy, we'll get the permit work.
Sounds good. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, we have a recommendation of the ZBA for the signage. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tony with Victory Sign. I'm representing Saab Technologies. They're in the Colomer Business Park area. So I believe we have a ZBA application in now.
Correct.
And I guess this is just a recommendation.
Yep.
So what they're trying to do is they want to put an illuminated channel letter sign on the front of the building. It's a front lit illuminated sign. The sign size style complies with code, but the difficulty is the code says a sign must face the main road. Well, in that plaza there is a road in front of their building, but it's not a named road. So their sign would have to go on the side of the building. The problem is the side of the building doesn't have a public entrance to it, and it is a fenced-in area. And their entrance does face Colomer Road and their parking lot. So if you come down Aspen Park and you pull in, you're gonna be parking in this parking lot. And that's gonna be the main entrance for the building. It does face the road, so it makes complete sense to have the sign there and not from the side of the building where there is no entrance whatsoever. So that's what we're asking for, permission to put the sign on the front of the building. Northwestern does have a sign right here on the front of the building, and there's a couple other buildings in the plaza kind of the same way, or in the complex kind of the same way. So it does make sense to put it where it is. And the sign that we're proposing does comply with square footage, styles, everything else.
Any questions? I'll offer a recommendation then. This board has reviewed the proposed sign application for this project, which proposes a sign to be placed on the facade which faces the parking lot. The code allows for one attached sign per facade to which the lot has an access drive. So the sign proposed does not conform to the code. However, this board recommends that the ZBA approve the variance request for a sign to be located on the building where proposed, facing the parking lot as shown on the site plan. The building size, design, and location of the sign makes the proposed location suitable and desirable. No variance is allowable. No variance in allowable square footage of the signage is sought by the applicant, keeping the requested variance reasonable for the property and location. Should the variance be granted, the applicant will need to return here to the planning board for final site plan approval of the sign.
Okay.
I will move to do that. Kevin, all in favor? Great. You're off the ZBA
Thanks so much. Yeah, I think that week.
Yep.
Next Tuesday.
next Tuesday, and then back to us after that, hopefully.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, we have up next Sunrise Building Supply. We have an applicant online.
Yep, Mike LaSalle is on. Yep, with MBL Engineering.
Great. Couple of minutes, kind of give us an update here.
Yep. If when she gets the plan pulled up there. That new one, yep, that's the one. If you want to just go to the aerial plan, probably the best one to display. And if it's easier, oh, you got it now. Yeah, I say I can share my screen if you'd like, but. So yeah, from the last meeting, we talked a little bit about parking. We talked, so first on the parking side, you can see we have put together a plan from the original building drawing that shows the front layout of the warehouse and the office space. And then just below what you're on right now, you can see the bulk table that shows now we've broken out the office space versus the warehouse. So you have the warehouse, which requires 2 employees, 2 per employee, which requires 8 spaces. The office, which we're calling the wholesale area, which is that square footage, 1 per 150, which requires 36 spaces, which would require the 44 total spaces. After speaking with you guys, we do maintain the front 13 on one side and the 9 on the other, which is more spaces than they would ever need. But we did show the future allowed parking in the back left corner, which is underneath, I believe, that 25% number, to show the additional 11 spaces that would be shown that they fit on the site, but we don't need them. And I think we all agreed last time we don't need them, but as long as we show that area. So on the back, yeah, scroll up a little bit, right there where we say the parking reserve area with the 11 spots, which worked out well. Plenty of room there, obviously. So that was good there. Then another comment that we did was we wanted to add the fire truck or the tractor trailer turning on this plan, which you have, and also the storage building, the 10 by 60 storage building for the rack storage. That photo of that on the bottom left-hand corner was just incorporated into the plan as well. Then I think based on the last meeting, that's really the major changes that occurred was the showing the office layout and all the interiors of that with the parking requirements. And then, yeah, showing all that and, the truck turning movements. And that's it. So one other comment that we wanted to talk about was obviously where we have the existing dumpsters that even you can see them in this aerial today. And the discussion of either creating an enclosure for them or screening them. So what we did right now is we were adding the existing parking that we're converting to more outdoor storage, right where they're at right now there. We're moving that fence line that used to exist on the back side of the warehouse, and we're just pushing that out to the front because that parking just doesn't get used at all. So that gives them the space that they lost a little bit out back with the truck movements in the building. We're able to use them in that space. What we proposed is that chain link fence that would be put on the front of that warehouse would be a screen chain link fence. But I think more important, those dumpsters are behind it today, and they will continue to be behind it. And the nature of their business, the dumpsters actually get moved continuously throughout the day. They move them to whatever project they're working on. If they're depacking packing up, taking material to unpack, shingles or whatever it may be, they actually grab those dumpsters and move them to those locations. But at the end, they kind of get put kind of where you see them now. So what I know one comment when we were creating a complete dumpster enclosure, but we wanted to talk a little bit about that, 192-93 for your supplemental code and how we look at these considered to be dumpsters must be completely screened from the view from any abutting residence, residential district, public street, or walkway, and screening that is at least as tall as a dumpster. And it applies to all dumpsters, including those used for collection, storage, of recyclable materials, whether public or private. So that's, section 192-93 is where we feel like we really fall into that as a dumpster and not a refuse collection area, because these dumpsters, like I said, are very moved around. We are screening them more than they are today, even though they're back behind the fence today. The fence isn't screened, but with what we're proposing for the fence itself, moving that out, the dumpsters are now further away from that fence line. There'll be a lot of shingle storage and stuff up in front of the dumpsters now, where we're showing that future storage. So all that again is taking away from seeing those dumpsters as well. But I think the most important thing is the screening that we have on that new fence along the road. So
Can you talk a little bit about what that screening is?
we were just going to use our 6-foot chain link fence, would just be the vinyl, the black vinyl screening inside the slatted screening inside the fence. So it's just your typical slat screening in the fence.
So that's, generally not something that this board favors. Those vinyl slats blow away, they disappear, they crack and fall apart, and get kind of a missing chunk here and there. Is there another option for screening?
And we can, I'm looking at some options right now. I might be able to show you there. Well, does the town have any screening requirements for our outdoor storage area?
It needs to be intermittently screened from the right of way.
Okay. I asked that because my main intent of asking that is our dumpsters could be put behind the building all the time. And I believe the owner's on. I can't see who's on Zoom right now.
Yeah, I'm here, Mike. I'm sorry.
So
Yep.
our one thought process was that we would come up with is continue to do what we're doing with the chain link fence, which will help screen the storage area, but also move the dumpsters to behind the building. Or furthermore, we talked with the owners and they move them so much that they're okay to move them inside when they close at night and put them inside. So they wouldn't even be outside at all after hours at all. So that's something that we would propose as well. So maybe that would take care of your dumpster concern.
Yeah, I mean, I think certainly having them behind the building is much better at a minimum. I mean, if you can get them in the building, that's great, but I think our concern is just that those would be screened by the building so that they're not actively visible from the street.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we could tuck them in behind the northeast portion of the existing warehouse, where it says 1-story block building. In the upper left-hand corner of the screen there, there's enough room to place them right there, and they would be completely out of sight.
The nice thing about having them there is they're also kind of out of your truck turning area. You're not that close to them, so
Yeah.
I would say that's a reasonable solution, at least from my perspective. But
Works.
I agree.
Yeah.
So then the other is just the screening. And did we not look at some of the other fences? Around that area, was that this one? Or was that-
did, that was this one. They are chain link.
It was chain link, but none of them had slats. Right, so when we're looking at other fences in the area, it's, it's chain link.
Right.
The slats, no barbed wire, by the way.
Nope. No barbed wire.
But even like if you go up to that driveway right ahead of you, right there, you look at that, you zoom in. So like that's the same, again, no barbed wire, but just a chain link fence with a cantilever gate,
I think we've been doing black chain link.
black chain link. Yeah,
Well, I want it to match kind of what we have, but we can do something different in the front potentially too. We are about, just to that fence line, we're about 230 feet off the road, even where our new fence line's going. So we do have some significant separation still from the road.
Yeah, the new fence line would be where that blue pickup truck is approximately in
Yeah.
the photo there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's not nearly as pushed up against as other sites just to the east of us, which are right along the road, I guess I would say.
well, it's all
They wanted
the
to-
adjacent ones. Yeah, it matches the existing, but also
Yeah.
matches the
I'm
adjacent.
a nigga be crack rain.
Yeah, I mean, a standard, silver chain link probably is okay. But yeah, I don't think that we're fans of the vinyl slats. They just don't.
I
look
agree.
good.
Over time, they're not. I think the chain link looks better over time without them because
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
So we prefer that. It's less maintenance, and I think from what we have out there today, it's no different. Other than I think we're keeping things organized like they do today. I think that there's not a lot of impact on the right of way view shed.
Employer to also make sure that storage area being on the side of the building and visible from the street is organized and clean and not just a dumping ground for whatever is there, because that's the easiest place to put it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we have to keep our materials neatly stacked and organized, just for the sake of not shipping out damaged, ratty looking material. Our customers expect it to be in good condition when it arrives. So we do take very good care of material that's stored outdoors.
I'm a nigga be crack.
Okay. Any other kind of questions? I mean, I think those were the big issues that we had on that one. So for subsequent drawing packages, to show the dumpsters relocated where we were talking about, remove any, indication of vinyl slats in the fence.
Is this something? And I don't know because is this something that can be a condition upon approval, or is that something that we need to get updated with your drawings now before any approval can occur? Or
Yeah, we'd like updated drawings, please.
Yeah. Yeah, make those updates, get them in.
If you get them to us quickly, we can see how many projects we have on the next agenda, but
Yeah.
we'll just see
we
what
can
we
get those to you probably tomorrow, get those couple notes changed, and then if we can get that on the agenda in 2 weeks, that would be fantastic to get your final approval.
next week. I'm not sure what everything that came in today yet, but we can try.
Okay,
Yeah, we can do that. And I think, Joe, that is reasonable if we can get in the next 2 weeks with just these minor changes and And
Oh, yeah, that's reasonable, yes.
Yep.
Well, recognize that our next meeting is in 2 weeks. So
I know, yeah,
you can't turn it in the day before and expect to be on that agenda. If you want to hope of being on the next agenda, because these are minor modifications to this set, we give us enough time to review them. I would have them in as soon as you possibly can.
Tomorrow
yeah,
would-
we'll get an email out by the end of the week, for sure, all done, well, tomorrow, I guess. And then we'll try to get you hard copies right away.
Thank you. Yeah, if you could email them in tomorrow. that'd be helpful.
All right, thank you.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, we have, and I am gonna butcher this, Saya.
Took me about a week to figure that one out. It wouldn't come out right.
And I don't want to butcher it. So Saya Motor Freight.
Yep.
Okay, wonderful. Welcome.
Hi, I'm Jason Brown. I'm with Dunscombe Engineers, and we represent Saya. If you pull up the plans. So I'll give you a brief history so Saya's been on this site since 2019. They're a freight company. They use this building to facilitate freight. They bring in truckloads of freight and then they distribute it to smaller trucks and distribute it throughout the area. And if you actually go to the SP3, it is the third plan. We provided you, while it wasn't required, we provided you kind of an overall look of the whole site, of their entire site. So we're basically looking at this parcel, but they also own 3 additional parcels that are adjacent and contiguous to the property. 2 of which they use for their operations. 1 has an abandoned building that is not used. They have no plans to use it at this time. You can see the overview of their facility, and we kind of provided a nice trucking layout to show what they currently park there.
So in this particular, we got the lower left trapezoidish one.
Yep,
We've got the
this small parcel through here,
L-shaped one there, and then
this parcel on the back, and this parcel here.
okay, and the one in the upper right is the one that has an abandoned building.
This is an abandoned
Vacant.
building, correct, vacant building. Yep,
Yeah.
and this is their operation, and this is the parcel we'll mainly be talking about.
Okay.
So why we're here is they're planning some building upgrades just to better facilitate their operations. With those upgrades, they're gonna demolish approximately 3,900 square feet of building back here, which is basically a covered truck portal now, where trucks are backed in and they can be worked undercover. They would like to remove that, open that up so it's more like the rest of the building. They're gonna relocate the dumpster from the side over here to the back of the building, so it's away from the street. And they're gonna add some ADA accessibility to the building. In doing so, as part of the site plan, we also upgraded some parking and provided the equivalent, the required zone parking. There was also, we also added an additional 25 spaces for the driver, which is not stipulated in the code. And that's basically an overview. They are gonna make some upgrades to the facade, paint. They're gonna, which we provided those drawings, some elevations from the architect. Paint and some siding.
Mhm.
To improve the look of the building. And that's basically it in a nutshell, is what they're planning to upgrade.
Mark is still on. I want to ask him exactly what he's gonna want and need from you guys, because there were, my understanding, modifications to the entry drives. That's happened, that was not permitted. Or work was
So when
started
we
and
came
stopped
on-
that.
So when we came on board, the entire site was paved. They did. It appears they did a few years ago do some upgrades to just repave, and they made the entrances concrete, but I don't believe there was any widening or anything like that. They just basically repaved the areas.
I think there was some
Resurfaced, yeah.
additional pavement also in parking lot. none of that was permitted, so we'd like that to be included as part of the site plan, all of that work that was done. Just
Which-
to bring that all into conformance. I think part of the parking lot was paved and like the concrete pads on the
Okay.
entrances, any work that was done in the last couple of years, we'd like to bring that into conformance. So include that as part of your plan.
I think the site plan includes what's on the site today.
Right now.
Yeah.
Today, yeah.
Yes.
With the concrete pads, that sort of thing.
Yes,
The
that's what,
driveway entrance.
that's exactly what. the
Right, so
site
we'll
looks
just
like.
wanna look at that as, you know, new work so that we can bring all of that into conformance.
Okay,
Cause that was not permitted work, so Mark's gonna wanna take a look at it.
okay.
There's any drainage issue.
Yeah.
Stage.
Block coverage, anything like that, we'll have to look at all of it. So putting the dumpster out back, removing the building, I think that's all fairly straightforward. We looked at this from multiple angles, so that really can't see a whole lot that's there, plus it's kind of in a dead end loop back in that area, so I don't think I mean, we appreciate you tucking it behind the building, so it's not visible on the side right there. The other thing that we want to kind of get a sense and an understanding from you guys is there's 4 parcels right now.
Correct,
These 2 parcels that we're looking at,
correct.
is there a reason for the little narrow parcel around the outside?
I believe that's just the way the parcels were when they bought the property.
Yeah.
And like,
I think-
it's been like that for several years.
Right, so I think there's issue where you're parking and you're crossing over the property line, certainly on the right hand side and some of the other sides, like.
Right, this
It
is,
would be ideal.
this
if-
is part of their property.
Well, it's 2 separate
Yes.
parcels, so that even though the same owner, it's
Correct.
2 separate parcels.
Yep.
It would be ideal if we could look to subdivide those 2 and combine the parcels to eliminate some of these, you know, over the property line issues. In there, would they be open to consolidating? Some, I mean, it's not a buildable lot. I mean, you can't really do anything with that
I mean,
narrow piece that goes around there.
But when we talk about combining the narrow piece into one of the other 2 lots, or are we talking about
The
combining?
one lot that
three?
this building is on, and then the narrow one that just. Because otherwise you gotta cross over that property to the other one, it cleans it all up and makes it a lot more.
I can't see, but I can talk to them, I can't see what the problem would be with combining that narrow strip.
Right, with the one that
with
we're
the one
talking
that
about.
we're talking about, and they might wanna keep the other one separate in case that you.
I think those make
So
sense to keep separate.
Yeah, I mean, I think
It's
that's
just that narrow one that we can combine with this, then when you're putting trailers on. And there's pavement that goes over, I mean, it just cleans it all up, it all puts it on one parcel.
Yeah, and they don't necessarily have that many trailers or tractors on site today.
There's a lot there, so.
There's a lot there, and then they're all over the place, so we were like, you might want to organize them a little bit, and they said, yeah, give us a plan, so that's what. We were trying to do is say, okay, here's up, here's where you can park them. I think it's more than they have today by far.
Right.
But still.
Yeah.
It's better than what they have today.
Yeah, I think just by subdividing that,
Well, we can talk about, that's not a buildable lot, it really needs to be
You know,
combined.
Easements and all of that. Yeah, we'd like to not have lots like that be able to be sold on their own. You know, it makes them so.
We can talk about that tomorrow.
so other than that, I mean, unless there are other questions, comments, I think we'll have Mark kind of look at all of this stuff as just. New work, maybe it might be listed as existing that. We're gonna have to. Probably strike that and have it as new work, so that it's all reviewed for us. That's. If you could talk to them about getting that piece addressed. I think we're heading in the right direction.
thank you.
Sounds fair.
Good,
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Mark, before you start, Mark, do you need any drainage numbers or anything with this one?
I'll take a look at it and let you know, let them know.
Okay.
It's just illuminating.
Have a great night.
Thank you. And you guys are students, and you need to sign off on your stuff. At this point, we're done, so. Anything else? Any other business? No? Motion to close the meeting? Kevin, you're slowing down, man.
Yeah, it's weird.
Been a long week. Then Bill. All right, all in favor? Great.
This is no more.
Close. Thank you. Yeah, you guys want to bring up the sheet or something, if I need to sign it, I'll fire it and do that.